Welcome to World Alert Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The world watched in awe as headlines across continents declared a Philippine miracle. News outlets buzzed with excitement, calling it a turning point not just for the nation, but for the global energy landscape. For the first time, the Philippines was at the center of a story that inspired hope and admiration worldwide. Lime Island's refinery was rewriting the global energy map, shifting the balance of power and possibility. Energy analysts and leaders from every corner of the globe took notice, as the Philippines emerged as a new force in the world's energy conversation. Once a sleepy fishing village, Lime Island now glows each night with the clean, brilliant light of the nation's most ambitious project. Where darkness once fell early, now the island pulses with life, industry and opportunity, visible from miles away. The island's transformation is visible from afar, a sprawling state-of-the-art refinery complex gleaming under the tropical sky. Its silver towers and intricate pipelines stretch across the landscape, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. Automated drones patrol the perimeter, their silent flight a symbol of the advanced technology at work. The air hums with the sound of precision machinery, not pollution, as the refinery operates with a level of cleanliness and efficiency once thought impossible. This is not the refinery of the past but a vision of the future, where efficiency and environmental care are core principles. Green spaces and cutting-edge control rooms blend seamlessly, showing that industry and nature can coexist in harmony. Local fishermen, once dependent on the tides, now operate advanced machinery with skill and pride. Their children, inspired by the changes around them, study engineering and data science at new technical colleges built right on the island. A new generation is rising, equipped with knowledge and ambition. The change is more than industrial, it's a shift in mindset, a cultural transformation. Communities gather to discuss technology and innovation, proving that a developing nation can leapfrog old technologies and set new global standards. The people of Lime Island are not just adapting, they are leading. Years of careful planning, bold vision, and unwavering political will have culminated in this bold answer to the Philippines' energy question. Leaders, engineers, and citizens worked side by side, turning blueprints into reality and dreams into progress. Lime Island is not just infrastructure, it's a declaration. The refinery stands as a proud symbol that the Philippines is ready to lead, produce, and innovate on the world stage, with its flag waving high above the complex. No longer content to be a passive consumer, the nation is stepping onto the world stage as a true energy player. Filipino engineers and workers now share their expertise at international conferences, and global companies look to Lime Island as a model for the future. The refinery's lights are a beacon of independence, ambition, and hope. Each night they shine not just for the island, but for an entire nation determined to shape its own destiny. The future, it seems, belongs to the bold. And on Lime Island, that future is already taking shape. One innovation, one dream, and one bright light at a time. For generations, the Philippines faced a daunting energy trap. Thousands of islands, but no unified, resilient grid. The country's unique geography, with over 7,000 islands scattered across the Pacific, made it incredibly difficult to connect communities and deliver reliable power everywhere. Many remote areas remained isolated, relying on expensive and unreliable sources of energy, while urban centers struggled to keep up with growing demand. Reliant on imported fossil fuels, the nation's economy was chained to volatile global oil markets. Every shipment of oil or gas came with uncertainty, as prices could spike overnight due to events far beyond the country's control. This dependence left the Philippines exposed to the whims of international suppliers and the unpredictable nature of global politics. Every crisis abroad sent shockwaves through local gas prices and inflation, hitting ordinary Filipinos hardest. Families would wait in long lines at gas stations, sometimes for hours, just to fill up their tanks. The cost of transportation, food, and basic goods would soar, straining household budgets and making daily life more difficult for millions. The government juggled between passing costs to consumers or draining budgets with subsidies. Policymakers faced tough choices: either let prices rise and risk public outrage, or spend billions to keep fuel affordable, often at the expense of other vital services like education and healthcare. This cycle stunted growth and left the country vulnerable to external pressures. Outdated infrastructure struggled to keep up, leading to frequent power outages and fuel shortages that hampered businesses and daily life. Economic progress was held back, and the nation's future seemed uncertain. Energy dependence wasn't just economic, it was a matter of national pride and security. The ability to power homes, schools, and industries became a symbol of sovereignty, and the lack of control over energy resources was a constant reminder of vulnerability. Political decisions were often shaped by the need to appease oil-exporting nations. Diplomatic ties and trade agreements revolved around securing energy supplies, sometimes forcing the country to compromise on other important issues just to keep the lights on. The dream of energy self-sufficiency seemed out of reach for decades. For many Filipinos, reliable and affordable energy was a distant hope, especially in far-flung provinces where power outages were a part of daily life. Lime Island marks a decisive break from this cycle, turning frustration into strength. The construction of this new refinery represents a bold step forward, promising to transform the nation's energy landscape and reduce its dependence on foreign oil. By refining its own fuel, the Philippines is finally taking control of its energy destiny. This achievement is not just about technology or infrastructure, it's about empowering the nation, creating jobs, and building a more secure and prosperous future for every Filipino. For decades, energy imports powered the Philippines, fueling its cities, industries, and daily life. Ships carrying oil from distant lands became a familiar sight at the nation's ports, and refineries near the Manila skyline worked around the clock to keep the country running. But this reliance came at a steep cost: economic volatility and constant risk. The nation's prosperity was tied to forces beyond its control, leaving families and businesses vulnerable to sudden changes. Every oil price spike sent shockwaves through the economy, fueling inflation and making life harder for the poor. Grocery bills soared, and government budgets became harder to balance, as leaders scrambled to respond to rising costs. Sourcing oil from politically unstable regions meant that any crisis, whether a conflict or a supply disruption, could threaten the nation's energy supply overnight, leaving fuel pumps empty and industries at a standstill. The country was forced to react to global events, rarely able to shape its own fate. International headlines dictated local realities, and the Philippines often found itself scrambling to adapt. Diplomatic flexibility was limited, as energy needs dictated foreign policy. Negotiations with oil-rich nations became a matter of survival, not just strategy. This dependence fostered a narrative of limitation, a belief that the Philippines was destined to be a consumer, not a producer. The nation's story was one of waiting and reacting, rather than leading and innovating. Breaking this mindset was as crucial as building new infrastructure. It required vision, courage, and a willingness to challenge old assumptions about what the country could achieve. The Lime Island Refinery is more than an economic project. It's an act of national self-assertion. It represents a bold step toward energy independence and a future where the Philippines controls its own destiny. It signals the end of resignation and the start of a new era, one defined by hope, ambition, and the determination to shape a brighter future for all Filipinos. The Philippines is no longer a pawn in the global energy game. It is stepping forward, making strategic moves, and asserting its place on the world stage. With new infrastructure and a new mindset, the country is now a player, shaping its own future and inspiring generations to come. The Lime Island project emerged from a rare alignment of political will, technology, and necessity. Instead of another conventional refinery, leaders envisioned the world's most advanced and eco-friendly facility. Lime Island's strategic location and special economic zone status attracted both local and international investors. A public-private partnership brought together government support and private sector innovation. The project leapfrogged outdated tech, integrating AI, IoT, and robotics from the start. Critics worried about costs and environmental risks, but transparent planning and bold vision won national support. Lime Island became a symbol of what's possible when ambition meets innovation. At Lime Island, a powerful AI system orchestrates every aspect of refining, optimizing efficiency and safety beyond human capability. Digital twins simulate every process, allowing engineers to test strategies and prevent failures before they happen. Autonomous drones and robots handle dangerous tasks, keeping workers safe and operations precise. Drones patrol pipelines, detecting leaks early. Robotic arms maintain machinery in hazardous zones. The AI-driven logistics system manages tanker schedules, storage, and distribution, analyzing demand and weather to maximize profitability. Every step, from docking to delivery, is a seamless dance of data and automation. This is industrial management redefined, smarter, safer, and more efficient. Lime Island sets a new global benchmark for refinery technology. Lime Island was designed to shatter the stereotype of dirty oil refining, Advanced scrubbers and filters capture over 99% of harmful emissions, keeping the island's air clean. Waste gases are repurposed as fuel or processed for industry, minimizing pollution. Solar farms and offshore wind turbines supply much of the plant's power, slashing its carbon footprint. AI balances renewable energy with operational needs, shifting processes to maximize green power use. A cutting-edge carbon capture system locks away emissions, some reused in green construction, the rest stored deep beneath the sea. Closed-loop water systems recycle nearly all water, eliminating industrial discharge into the ocean. Lime Island proves industry and environmental stewardship can go hand in hand. Lime Island's rise has shaken the Asia-Pacific's geopolitical landscape. The Philippines, once energy-dependent, now charts a more independent foreign policy. The U.S. welcomes a stronger ally but quietly worries about shifting allegiances. China eyes the project warily, knowing a self-reliant Philippines is harder to pressure. Manila leverages its new strength, building ties with Japan, South Korea, Europe, and ASEAN neighbors. The message: the Philippines is open for business, but dependent on no one. The refinery has given the nation a stronger hand in regional diplomacy. The balance of power in the Pacific is being redefined. Lime Island's economic impact is transformative. Thousands of high-quality jobs have reversed the brain drain and boosted local economies. Stable domestic fuel supplies have lowered transportation and manufacturing costs, making Filipino goods more competitive. The Philippines is now an exporter of refined products, turning a trade deficit into new income. Investor confidence is soaring, attracting foreign investment across sectors. Fuel price stability means lower living costs and more funds for social services. The refinery is a model for national development, lifting people out of poverty. Lime Island is not just an asset, it's an engine for a brighter future. Lime Island's story echoes worldwide, offering hope to nations trapped by energy dependence. It proves that with vision and technology, developing countries can leapfrog old models and set new standards. The Philippines' choice to invest in AI-driven sustainable solutions shows latecomers can have a strategic edge. Lime Island challenges the idea that sustainability is a luxury, making it a core of competitive growth. The project signals a shift in global power as emerging economies assert their sovereignty. By securing energy independence, the Philippines has gained new agency on the world stage. Lime Island is a microcosm of a multipolar, tech-driven future. It offers a blueprint for meeting energy needs smarter, cleaner, and more equitably. More than a refinery, Lime Island is a symbol of ingenuity and a beacon for a sustainable tomorrow.